The train name is Come on, sing louder!
I got color to sing, yay.
It's only because it's Pokemon.
Yeah, only for Pokemon. Hi, I'm Tom. I am the gym leader of one of those generic palette swap cities.
Hi, I'm Carla and I kill Audino for fun. If you guys don't know, Audino is a Pokemon in Black 2, which is notorious for training.
Oh my god, you're such a nerd.
We were supposed to talk about football today, but I told Tom no, Pokemon.
Yeah, because the football was, well, the whole tournament was a load of wank.
But where the fuck is Pokemon Go?
Alright, so as you could probably tell by that opening and Carla's angelic Pinoy soul coming forward.
I'm still waiting for Pokemon Go and I'm really impatient at this point.
So Carla, what is Pokemon Go?
Pokemon Go is this augmented reality app on iPhone that's supposed to be out now in Singapore, but...
iPhone and...
Android. But basically you walk around and use a camera or like a cartoony version of Google Maps and you would just find Pokemon in real life through the camera and you just run around and catch them.
So basically it's geocaching but with Pokemon.
The nice thing about it is that it gets the nerds who hide at home playing Pokemon out of the house.
Yeah, because it's all done through walking. Yeah. So if you want to incubate your eggs, you have to go for a walk. You want to level them up, you have to walk. So, you know, despite, you know, Nintendo's best attempts to turn everyone into massive, like, globules of fat and disappointment for the last 30 years, they're really pushing this healthcare shit. Like, first it was Wii with the fitness nonsense.
Oh, yeah.
And now they've realized, oh, hang on, people love this Pokemon shit.
No shit.
And also, I think it's this year that, who's the head of, Minamoto, isn't it? Head of Nintendo?
I have no idea.
Some old Japanese guy finally said, what's this device? It's a mobile phone, but you can't do anything with a phone. Oh, you can play games on this.
Let's put Pokemon on
I
it.
have an idea, because honestly, Nintendo is synonymous with gaming, but they are so far behind the times.
Well, at least they finally have it.
Yeah.
Like, trust me, the moment it comes out, if it comes out right before my orientation, you can just see me running around my school during orientation period, just screaming, where the fuck is Charizard? But anyway, like, the news on Pokemon Go worldwide is insane. Like, Australia...
It's just the US, Australia, and I think New Zealand?
New Zealand.
Which is the weirdest collection of countries ever.
I'm amazed it's not Japan first, considering, you know, Pokemon came from Japan.
Yeah, but the thing is, I think that's something to do with the fact that handheld gaming is still massive in Japan.
Yeah.
Because I think Game Boy sales are still... I don't have any market data for this, but from what I know is that people still use a lot of handheld stuff there, so it wouldn't be as successful. Whereas in the States, especially, everyone has moved to phones. It's like only super nerds have Game Boys anymore.
Wow.
Yes, Carla.
Shh. Pokemon games are still fun to play. But yeah, so in USA, for example, people are... Pokemon is apparently helping people who want to rob other people. Have you seen the news?
Yeah, well, we'll get to that. But what we have to really talk about to kind of explain all this is that it is massive.
Extremely massive.
Like, they're talking about it's only got 3,000 fewer active users than Twitter.
Jesus.
Which was valued at something like $19 billion.
It beat Tinder. But yeah, it is insane. Like, I'll put a photo somewhere up here, but this is a photo of Australia.
It's like there are 400, 300 people in a neighborhood called Rhodes in Sydney. 300, 400 people all on their phones trying to find Pokemon. And it's apparently gotten so bad that residents have been throwing stuff at them to get them to run. Eggs, water balloons. Soon it's going to be bricks. They're going to be riots about Pokemon.
Can you guys just imagine all those giant Pikachu costumes at the Pokemon theme park? And it's just Pikachu just going, Pika, Pika, Pika.
And then someone comes up and nuts in the
Yeah.
But everywhere. Like, recently, the Holocaust Center somewhere in the States had to tell them to please remove coughing. Coughing is a poison-based Pokemon which
Oh,
emits
the
a
gas.
poison gas. Which is awful. And like there are people being lured into alleyways to be robbed because what you can do is you can set lures. I think you have to pay for that.
Yeah.
And to lure Pokemon in because pretty much we're now hunting animals for sport.
Okay, so I think the best thing is...
This happened a few days ago.
Yeah, a few days ago, very recently. A girl found a dead body while trying to play Pokemon Go.
Oh yeah. Oh, that was awful.
Poor thing, I don't know what Pokemon she was trying to catch, but she probably would have been, hey, that's a really weird Pokemon. Oh shit, it's a dead body.
Well, she was 19 years old. I'd hope she wouldn't confuse it for a... That's a very lifelike looking Pokemon.
But, wow. Pokemon is taking the world by storm. I'm pretty sure in Singapore it's going to be even more insane when it comes out.
Oh yeah, and people are really bitter about it not being out here yet. Recently, a man by the name of... Insert name here.
Truyen, Sunny Truyen, I think.
He's Australian of Vietnamese descent. And he moved to Singapore for a job. And he found out that Pokemon Go wasn't available here, but it is in Australia.
So he called the country a fucking shit country because we don't have Pokemon Go yet.
I mean, everyone says shit online sometimes. And then someone called him out and said, why do you have to be so mean? He then carries on talking about how shit Singapore is, and long story short, he lost his job because he said shit on Facebook. Which is a recurring theme over the last 10 years. Like, people, especially people who are in public relations, advertising, marketing, stay the fuck off of social media.
Yeah, if you're going to be on social media, just be extremely nice, like obnoxiously nice. Like, poor guy. But one thing I want to say to this guy...
Well, not poor guy, he was a piece of shit.
But I want to say to this guy, we want Pokemon Go as well. We don't know why it's not out. Like, on Reddit especially, because I've been tracking on Reddit and Singapore subreddit, like for announcements if Pokemon goes online. The other day, someone just made this huge thread where it was just like announcement, and even had a tag, and it was like Pokemon Go is live, and everyone went insane. And less than an hour later, it went down, and everyone was just pissed off. Everyone is waiting for this game.
There are some truly despicable people out there, especially the ones who troll on the expectations of fans.
Yeah.
So, fuck that guy.
My dad will be so happy because the moment it comes out, I'll finally leave my house.
You'll finally start exercising outside. You can take Lucas for a walk.
No, I need to catch Pokemon. He's gonna get away.
Well, he can help sniff out.
No. For any one of my friends who knows me, this is basically me when there's sunlight. There's once my boss tried to open the shades in the office, and I literally reacted like that, like Gollum in Lord of the Rings, and I was like, no! Because that's how much I'd rather just be indoors in the dark and whatnot. Actually, I can just hunt Pokemon at night.
Okay, so why do you think it's so big, Pokemon Go?
It's partly because of the nostalgia factor.
Of course. So, obviously, it's because of Pokemon, because this is not the first AR, like, finding things in the wild thing. Even the company that made it, I think it's Niantic.
Yeah.
This is not their first AR game. Their first one was Geocache.
Yeah, the thing is, because kids who grew up in Pokemon, especially kids like me, I've been running around since childhood with like my Pokemon toys, wishing Pokemon was real. Like I even have the Pokeball toy and the Pokemon stuffed toys, and I'll just throw them at not people, but like at my toys, sometimes at people if I get bored. But I've always wanted to be a Pokemon trainer.
You're such a shitty kid, by the way.
I know, but
I don't like you. Get a Pokeball, bitch.
But because I really, really want to be a Pokemon trainer, I will download this game. I don't play mobile games, but because this is Pokemon, I will.
I think what partly helps with Pokemon is that it's a very simple game mechanic. It's it's turn-based. Like there's several other games like that. Final Fantasy perfected that ages ago, but it's a very simple rock paper scissors system. right? And it's very easy to remember while thinking there's strategy behind it. It really isn't. It's just, oh, this guy's using grass, I'm going to use fire. Oh, this guy's using fire, I'm going to use water.
The thing is, they don't even have like the proper battle mechanics in the game. You just literally just spam and swipe on the.
Yeah, it's watered down.
It's a shit game, honestly. Like the technology is awesome, but like the whole game concept is bad. But because it's Pokemon,
people will overlook everything for this.
Because Pokemon.
And this also says about the potential of augmented reality games in the future, because it shows people really want to do this.
Yeah. You just need to find the right games.
Yeah, and I think it can only get better because I was in Shanghai 2 weeks ago. 2-3 weeks ago. And one of the things I saw was this new phone designed towards augmented reality. So it has 2 cameras and an infrared sensor. And so it can accurately measure within an inch. So they would document using examples such as Lowe's, which is a furniture company in the States. And so you can place a light over there, sofa over there.
Oh, IKEA would love that.
IKEA's already looking into that, I think. And then, you could also put a dinosaur in the one and look around, like, hey, look, there's a dinosaur. So, obviously, once that has become widely adopted, I mean, right now it's just one phone, but I'm sure other Android manufacturers are going to do that. Apple will finally catch on 2 iterations from now.
Yeah.
And once that happens, Pokemon could only get even more developed from that, because then it'd be really, like, in the world, and they can start pushing the game mechanics as well.
No, I remember I saw one article about how a few people went on dates because of Pokemon Go.
Well, we've heard a lot of bad stories, like, people getting mugged, the Holocaust Museum, this shit in Australia, but, there are a lot of positive things. Like, there are various people who, were found, like, late at night, their bike broke, and they were helped by random people looking for Pokemon.
Oh no, I saw this one story on Tumblr, I think. I don't know if it's real, it's on Tumblr, but basically this white guy was walking around in the middle of the night because he was bored playing Pokemon Go, right? And then, like, this African-American dude was just sitting down on the bench. He was like, dude, you playing Pokemon Go? Hey, there's Pokemon over there. And he caught the Pokemon, and the two of them just sat down, started talking. And the cop drove by, and they thought they were dealing drugs. And the cop was about to arrest them, and they were like, no, dude, Pokemon Go. And the cop downloaded Pokemon Go, and they all started playing Pokemon Go with each other.
This is a damning indictment of police forces in the States.
Yeah, it was a really nice story because, like,
if it's true. I'd like to think it's true, because I would like to think that humans are, on the net average, decent.
Yeah. I mean, it's Pokemon. It's like how national service is in Singapore, how no matter what guy, as long as they've been through NS together, they can just talk non-stop for hours.
Wait, do they ever? Fucking hell.
This is like my one way to not be single anymore.
Yeah, you'll find another...
I'm gonna find another half-blonde idiot walking around trying to look for a Charizard, and I'm just gonna throw my phone at that person, being like, yeah, you're mine.
Sparks will fly.
Literally from my phone. Actually, yeah, I was wondering if there were... Because, like, I don't know how the swiping mechanic works with the Pokeball, but I can just picture myself throwing my phone by accident in excitement.
I actually could very easily imagine you doing that.
Yeah, I would just be like, shit, Charizard!
Oh my god, that was a very high.
Because I've practiced over the years my Pokemon toys, throwing Pokeballs, literally.
You got this shit down.
Yeah, I got this shit down, and I'm gonna be the Pokemon master.
I am obviously much less of a fan than this crazy bitch next to me. So, what was your first game?
My first game, I think it was Sapphire.
So that was Gen 3?
Yeah, I think that was Gen 3. I got Sapphire because it was the latest game at that time, and my dad was like, hey, don't buy the older games, new is better. And that was when I got my first Game Boy, right? And I just really love Sapphire, except for one thing. There's too much water. That game has way too much water.
Oh, and you need to get...
Surf, this, that.
Yeah. Which Pokemon do you normally use? Like the one in the anime?
I use Marshtomp. The ugly little marshy Pokemon starter you get.
Oh. Why not use Lapras?
Lapras.
Like the half-turtle dragon
'Cause
thing.
You can't really get Lapras in Sapphire, I think.
I thought he was one of the OG. Or Gen 2.
Yeah, he's from this... Shit, he's from the Johto region. In Gen 3, we're playing in the Hoenn region. Like, my Pokemon craze was so bad as a child that when my dad had to watch the news, like on the Filipino channel in Singapore, Pokemon was playing at the same time, and I would literally cry and scream begging him to let me watch Pokemon. I moved my piano lessons half an hour later just so I can watch Pokemon on Saturdays on Octo or Kids Central, whichever.
You're gonna... If this happened later on in your life, you'll be one of those people who loses their jobs because instead of working, you're going around looking for Pokemon. That's another thing which just happened. I'm not sure if this is legit, but there are signs appearing in the States telling people to find Pokemon in their own time. This is both ruining people's lives and saving people's lives. It is having a ridiculous impact on people's lives. I think exercise is gonna, get better as well because...
If they had a mechanic where you literally had to run after the Pokemon, can you just imagine hordes of people just running with their phones going, "Come back here, bitch!"
I'm not sure I want that because, again, people are starting to put up things online. Again, it might just be a couple of isolated incidents, but people are playing Pokemon Go while driving. Or people are running, there's that video of people walking onto a busy highway to catch, I think it's a Mew in the middle.
Oh my god, it is insane how Pokemon is just taking the world by storm, literally.
And it must be if you are not connected to this kind of stuff socially, if you've never been into gaming, you must think that half the world has lost its mind.
Oh, no, this one photo I saw on Reddit, it was at the top of the popular page. Basically, the guy was on a date. And the girl was posing, she was being really nice. And the guy was holding his phone up. And it was because she thought he was taking a photo of her, but no, because a Squirtle literally appeared right in front of her.
I thought it was a Charmander.
I don't know, one of the starters appeared right in front of her, and he was just shit, I need to catch this. On a date. I hope it was not their first date. I hope they were in a long-term relationship. Because that'll be a bit more understandable.
I think it's actually a very interesting social experiment more than anything else. Because, beforehand, you would either have to know the person or they'd be really super into gaming for people to know these kinds of hobbies. People would very much keep it indoors. Only kids or kids, adults that really didn't care would play Game Boys outside. Exactly. But now, people are losing all inhibitions for a little, actually very crappily designed AR character in the middle of a busy street.
But it kind of shows how much power the Pokemon name has.
Oh, absolutely.
Look at Pokemon Cafe in Singapore. The food was shit. I had friends who went there and I was I told you so, the food was gonna be shit. But because Pokemon people were actually willing to pay this much money.
Well, it's the same with Hello Kitty, with Marvel, DC stuff. It's if you attach a brand to it, no matter how crappy the product is, people are gonna flock to it in droves. I mean, that's why we used to get crappy tieds to movie games.
Yeah.
It would be absolute dog shit, but people would buy it because they have the
game.
Yeah.
So if you were a Pokemon, what Pokemon would you be?
You
have 600 to choose from. Come on, it's an easy choice.
There's 800 now, aren't there, surely?
600-ish.
There was 600 3 years ago when Black and White came out.
How many Pokemon are there?
Yeah. So while you're looking that up, I'm trying to think the ones I would love to be Gyarados because he don't take shit from nobody.
Will you be a red Gyarados then, considering your shirt color?
That's fine. That's canon, isn't it?
Yeah. 721.
Oh my bloody shit.
Okay, so what Pokemon would I be? I would be an Absol. Every time this Pokemon appears, it signals destruction coming along. It's such an awesome Pokemon.
Okay.
I love it because
now I know how you felt when I was explaining my games to you. It's just names and numbers just coming at me. I was yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm a huge Pokemon fan. But anyway, I think this is a good and well-timed podcast.
Are you throwing some shit at me, son?
Yeah. Behind the scenes, I've always been complaining to Tom, hey Tom, you take forever during the podcast.
Oh,
So
shut the
for
fuck
once,
up.
I'm not gonna have a hell time trying to edit. So yay. It was a good podcast today. Have a good week, everyone.
Yeah, and
I'll see you around playing Pokemon Go.
hopefully, and stay off Facebook.
Okay, bye. Woo! Oh god, yes.